in it, put condiments on it. We put all this goop on it to make it taste better. And if we really took all that away and tasted the actual food, we would realize is not an enjoyable experience.
You're exactly right. In fact, one of the favorite things I share with people, when we lived in Africa, I mean, there's just free-range chickens everywhere, you know. We were in a city one day and went to a Kentucky Fried Chicken. It was the most hysterical thing. That was the best fried chicken I had had in 20 years. It didn't have anything to do with being Kentucky Fried. It had everything to do, it was a real chicken.
Right. You're like, wow, this is what real chicken tastes like.
Yeah. Mine. And the other thing that was so hysterical, you don't stand there and order the breast. The breasts were these real tiny pieces, and the biggest piece of the chicken were the thighs. Because free-range chickens have big thighs, not big breasts.
Because they're leg muscles and they're walking around.
Yeah. And, you know, we have just distorted our meat over here that, you know, it's just crazy. So anyway, it's just, I'm so excited about where we are. I'm so excited about where we're headed. I do think if that we can, I've come up with a new thing, and I'm going to encourage everybody to do it. You know how people have an awareness ribbon?
Yes.
I have come up with an awareness ribbon for obesity. And rather than a color, and I'm telling people, don't go buy it, just make it yourself. Guess what it is? You take a tape measure and cut a piece off and make it into a ribbon. And that is my new obesity awareness ribbon.
So you're saying they go and take a yellow tape measure and just cut a piece and then make a little bow?
Yeah.
That's a great idea, Kathy.
And that is my obesity awareness ribbon. And I'm just going to tell everybody that's what they need to be wearing. Because I don't want to talk to a person about changing their dress size. I want to talk to them about changing their life and getting healthy.
That is a big difference, though, because I do know that, unfortunately, there's a lot of thin people that are unhealthy, so size is really kind of relative.
Well, see, that's why I get so upset when they have these charts with, you know, the BMI and all of this. That's such a false sense of security on whether you're healthy or not.
Right.
And I don't even like to weigh people. I like to take inches because I tell people the ones that are at the greatest risk are those that have, measure your belly. If you don't measure anything else, measure your belly because that's the fat that's going to kill you.
So if there's one thing you want to tell people, what would it be?
It's never too late. You are never too old. You are never too tired. That of all the things that I want people to hear, the most important part of your life is, number one, live up to your potential, and number two, live in today. That's the two most important things. Because if you do those two things, everything else takes care of itself.
That is so true. Well, I know that I'm definitely going to be taking some of your suggestions, and I love the one with the water and the fruit because you're right. We don't really take the time to enjoy the process, especially at home. We're so busy that we're just trying to get something done and move on to the next to-do list.
Yes, I totally agree. And Yolanda, I think what you're doing in reaching out to women, I have two sisters, and we are all very close. We talk about the importance of not just women reaching out to women. It is strictly the role that women play in our society. It's not that we're better or anything else, that we are the heart of humanity.
I agree with that because I am surrounded by testosterone. I have a husband and two sons. So,
well, but I'm telling you, even though all that testosterone's there, I guarantee you're the glue that's holding everything together.
Oh my gosh, yes, definitely. And they'll be quick to say that too. They're like, Mom.
Yeah, exactly. And that's why I think your project and what you are doing is just so critical, that it's literally women sharing with each other and saying, here's what I'm doing, what are you doing? Oh, and even then one step further, how are you doing?
I think that's important. That's why we started Launch Over 40, because I've been a person that worked from home for 13 years in the process of raising my sons. Before that, I was a full-time mom. And then the kids got older and I realized I wanted to do something, but I still needed to be available. And that got me into sales for the last 13 years. And then when the recession hit, I went back into mortgages, but I realized that wasn't a good fit. And I met a lot of women that was in transition. And that's when I thought, you know what? These are women that have skills, they have the ability, but they didn't really have the know-how or the encouragement. And that's what Launch Over 40 wants to do. We want to encourage women around the world to basically live until you're not here anymore. There's no reason not to, to start slowing down at a certain age if you don't want to. I was speaking to a young lady yesterday, and she said that she was looking for a magazine because she's in her 70s, Hazel, and she has her own business, and she started the business in her 50s. And she said she couldn't find one magazine for women over 60. It was almost like the rest of us should fall off the earth when you hit 60. There's no need to look good. There's no need to feel good. There's no need that you want to exercise. We don't need a magazine. We don't need products.
Right, I know. And it's almost like we have become irrelevant.
Yes. And, it's funny because, we work with women 40 over, 50, 60, 70. And the whole thing with Launch Over 40 is to help them to launch, to get started. It's not so much to help someone start a business per se. I can help you with that. We have lots of articles with that. But it's about just starting. We have a publisher that's coming on. They're going to talk about if you want to write a book, 5 steps you can take to get the book to market. The whole thing is there's a lot of things that women have that we call their gift. And he's like, what your gift is. And the whole key is to get the catalyst. Launch Over 40 wants to be that catalyst to get you to start on your dream. Because I know that kids and husbands and parents, sometimes Asian parents, sometimes fall on, make us kind of put things aside. But it doesn't mean that it's something that you have to stop or just say it's not going to happen. And I know, like with my mother, I loved her. And she kind of put her life on hold till she was almost 60. And unfortunately, she didn't win a battle of cancer. So she really put a lot of things on hold that she never got a chance to do.
Well, and that is such a tragic story because, there are so many people losing their loved ones to cancer, all of these diseases. There's things that we have to change this. We have to change the course of how we're doing these things.
And that is so true because after you already diagnosed, you're already behind the 8 ball. And my mother was diagnosed very early, had no family history, but the location of the tumor itself is what was problematic because it was actually on her chest wall. And what that meant was they couldn't really go in there and do anything with it because that would have left her heart exposed.
Right. The other thing that you made me think about, Yolanda, is one of the other reasons it's important for women to communicate with each other. One of the things that was critical for my success was when I quote went public with what my intentions were and everything, having people that are around you that will hold you accountable can be critical. And I like to say people do what you inspect and not what you expect. Because sometimes when a person has expectations, that old saying that the road to hell is paved with good intentions?
Yes.
Sometimes I think women can literally be accountability partners because sometimes we need that kick in the pants. Sometimes the reason I'm going to get up and take a walk is I know I'm going to be on a call next week telling someone what I did this week.
And I think that's vital. I think that, because, like I said, I'm married and my husband would never dare. But,
yeah, right.
But my girlfriends will. You know what I mean?
Right. Oh, well, and see, here's the other thing I tell people about that. A sister or a woman friend can tell me things that if my husband says the same thing, the fight started when.
He's in a doghouse, yeah.
Yeah, because he can't say, aren't you gonna walk this morning? I'd be telling him, get off my back. So sometimes it's just I don't know what it is, but having someone that's just right outside that inside circle, you can achieve greater things because of that presence.
Yes, women, we are a blessing, even if the men don't realize it. And I think sometimes, my husband's quick to say, oh my goodness. But the truth of the matter is we are created to be a helpmate. And if you took advantage of that help, it would definitely change how things are. We always talk about if women ran the world, war probably wouldn't be in existence, because to us, I just couldn't imagine anything more valuable than human life over money or possession.
I agree. I totally agree. Sometimes I feel very disconnected from the world we live in because I'm not driven by money. I'm just not driven. And that's the other thing that I just feel like I have been so interested in green and the environment for so long. And I still enjoy that. But this obesity thing has me so passionate. I'm like, I'm out to save the world. I'm going to save you from yourself. Yeah. In fact, the other day I was telling a person that was on prednisone, and we were talking about the use of steroids. And I said, the problem with prednisone is that it makes you feel like you can jump over tall buildings, but it will also make you as big as the building.
I think that what we need now is for women to understand that if you're looking to your doctor, just like I did for my hypothyroidism, for a couple of years, I was really frustrated because I couldn't believe that no one had an answer for me. You have to understand that at the end of the day, they go home and you're the one that living with the consequences. So you really have to start taking some control and being informed, because not saying your doctor don't care, but he has tons of patients, and you're just really another number on a file, and he can't tell you what he don't know.
Yep, you're exactly right. Empowering women to take control of their health, their medical issues, I think is going to be critical for the future, because I do think that we're going to be in a medical society where you better get online and find out what's going on, because your doctor only has about 2 minutes to spend with you. And he rarely spends that time listening.
Oh, that is so true. That is true. And also, and unfortunately, with insurance companies mostly making the decisions now on your treatment they will and will not pay for, your doctor don't have as much control as some people think they used to. Well, they don't have the control they used to, because it's the insurance company that tells him or her what they're going to pay for.
Exactly. Oh, I don't know.
That's a whole nother issue, right, Kathy?
I just know what you are doing is a very, very good thing, and I want you to know I am honored to be a part of it.
Well, thank you, Kathy. We're honored to have you a part of it. And I know that our show is ready to wrap up soon, so I want to make sure people know how to contact you when, if they're really ready to move forward or just need some help and some encouragement to take that first step. Now, give them your website. It's kathyandkaren.com. That's your main website, right?
Yes, it is.
And that's the new company that you recently joined with your twin sister, Karen.
Yes, as a result of all the things that are going on, we have just joined together. We have created our own LLC that is all official, and so it is called kathyandkaren.com, and we're calling it the Twin Approach. It is going to be the twin approach to health, the twin approach to green living, the twin approach, you name it, and we're just going to say Kathy and Karen has a lot to say.
And basically, you don't have to be a twin to be able to take advantage of the opportunity to work with you guys, right?
Heavens, no. You don't even have to be a woman. You just, if you're out there and you want to make your life better, you just call us up and we will help you find the solution to the problem.
Well, thank you, Kathy. We really appreciate you being here and sharing your story today. And again, that's kathyandkaren.com. So if you want to connect with Kathy, just Kathy, Kathy, and Karen, Karen.com.
Thank you for joining Launch Over 40 Radio. You can sign up at launchover40.com and join our growing community.